I would like to welcome the participants of the conference. I'm Marianna Jonas, a civil activist. Currently, I'm studying at the Central European University English language. I'm very happy that I can be here, and I was invited because the very fact that in Hungary they're organizing the Jewish World Congress actually has a symbolic meaning. Today, unfortunately, we cannot clap to a prime minister and to the government, which when it comes to the national curriculum, contains anti-Semitic authors that unveils sculptures and names a square after Miklós Horthy, under whose ruling more than 500,000 people were killed, Jews, Roma, people with disabilities, and gay people as well. That's the very reason why this government actually also included anti-constitutional regulations, and they criminalized homelessness and narrowed down the concept of family, because those who live in partnership and those who live with same-gender partner are not considered family. This constitutional modification, thanks to that, the government now has a chance to introduce the school segregation and make it legitimate, going against the European Union integration norms. And that quite precisely actually means and is manifested in the school segregation of Roma children. I could say that out of all these social groups, the Hungarian Roma population is the most vulnerable. The government, not only with its steps in various political forms, makes our lives more difficult, but it also has hate-provoking political communication. A very grave example of that is that Zsolt Bayer, who is a member of the government, this January in one of the biggest daily papers wrote in his article, and I quote, and the facts are the following. Roma population, or the majority of gypsies, are animals, and they are not capable of living together with others. They are not capable of living among other people. The gypsy population and that part of the gypsy population is or are animals and behave like animals, and animals should not exist, not in any way. That is something that has to be solved immediately and in any way and form. These sentences are probably familiar to you, because the exact kinds of sentences were mentioned against Jews as well, and ultimately that led to Holocaust. We are right now in year 2013. In Hungary, during the past years, they killed 6 people only because they were gypsies. And the reason for that is due to this type of racist hatred. We know that one of the very first steps is when our fellow human beings are called useless animals, so that later on they could be potentially extinguished. And actually, the most gravest impact is when the power itself legitimizes hatred without any repercussions, because Zsolt Bajor is still a member of Mr. Orbán's government. And it also is a reason for concern that in Hungary, the very law which in case of hatred-based crime, they only apply against the Roma population. And as opposed to that, the very reason for the existence of this law is to be used against minorities. And at the same time, such neo-Nazi groups can threaten and terrorize gypsy people in their own homes, who actually the third biggest party, Jobbik, openly supports. And against these groups, they have not yet even looked into the racist motivation. And I have to mention that in the speech that Viktor Orban held here Sunday, he said that constitution provides safety and support and community dignity to the Jewish population and any other minority. But those people who actually lived in Hungary during the past 3 years know very well that the actions of Mr. Viktor Orban and his words are not at all in harmony with one another. The question is the following: where does it all lead to? As we already witnessed the fact, for the stigmatization and exclusion of minorities, and ultimately it all leads to physical action against that, and we cannot possibly clap for that. Thank you for listening to me.